Joining us tonight for the interview is former Congressman Grayson of Florida. Mr. Grayson represented Florida's 8th District from 2009 to 2011. Congressman Grayson, thanks very much for being with us. It's nice to see you again.
Thank you.
You have and have always had a knack for saying things in a way that connects with people. Sometimes you upset your critics, but you definitely always enthuse your supporters. The Occupy Wall Street protest also seemed to really be connecting with people, despite a real campaign on the right to portray them as scary. What do you think is resonating so much here?
I think that they have their eyes open, and more people are seeing the scales fall from their eyes as well, because the Occupy Wall Street people are saying, first, that there's no accountability on Wall Street. They wrecked our economy. Years ago, they took a healthy economy and they gave us 9%, 10% or more unemployment. And they destroyed 20% of our national wealth in the course of just 18 months, from the middle of 2007 till the end of 2008. Destroyed 20% of our national wealth accumulated over the course of 2 centuries. And nobody's been prosecuted for it. Nobody's been indicted. Nobody's been convicted. So first, there's no accountability. The second thing is that they've created a system that is enormously unequal. And the result of that is that people are struggling to find a job, to pay their bills, to pay their rent, to pay their credit card bills. According to Wikipedia, there are only 5 countries in the entire planet that are more unequal than the United States in the distribution of our wealth. And that's a system that Wall Street created, that Wall Street maintains, and that Wall Street enforces. And the way that they enforce it is the third gripe. The third gripe is that Wall Street controls and dominates our political system. One party is a wholly owned subsidiary of Wall Street, and the other party caters to Wall Street all too much. So people have got into the situation right now where they feel that the system is completely unresponsive, and they're driven deeper and deeper into debt and misery.
With a movement with that kind of message, how do you think it ends up playing out and affecting American politics more broadly? Not even necessarily in strict electoral terms, but how does it change the framing of issues? I mean, the right is trying to denounce the existence of protests at all as mobs and social unrest. Glenn Beck today ranting about how people are going to be dragged from their homes and killed in the streets. The kinder, softer version of that on the right is to say that the protesters are motivated by class envy and class resentment dividing the nation. The right is reacting to this in slightly hysterical terms. That implies to me that people have actually got a message here that the right is worried about.
Well, I think that Glenn Beck is right. It's only a matter of time before they do take him away, but not the way that he means. You know, in a straitjacket, I think is how they'll take him away. That much is obvious. But fundamentally, ask yourself, what people want is solutions to their problems, and what is either side offering in the next election? People don't see any solutions to their problems. You know, as I said earlier, there's 24 million people in this country who can't find full-time work. There's 50 million people in this country who can't even see a doctor when they're sick. They want to know what's being done about this. What is going to help them in their ordinary everyday lives? And they're desperate for solutions to those problems. The right certainly isn't offering any. You heard Herman Cain. His answer is get a job. Well, it's not that easy. You know, if one person's out of work, maybe that one person can find a job. But if 24 million people are out of work, that's just not possible. The economy has been grossly mismanaged by Wall Street and by others, and people see that Wall Street is running our economic policy, that big oil is determining our energy policy, and that the military-industrial complex is determining our foreign policy and miring us in these endless, costly wars. And people are just fed up. So what do? What's left to do? What is the one thing that you can still do as a human being? You can go someplace. You can go someplace, and in this world of the internet, you can show yourself. And that's what the people on Occupy Wall Street are doing. They're doing the one last human thing left. They're going somewhere.